Thank you very much, Dr. Pradipta Mahanti. That was, I would say, very succinct and nice, and the suggestions have been wide-ranging. And I'm sure that as we complete, and we'll put it in our proposals to be given. So now may I request Mr. Sunil Kajaria, who is the CEO of Caventa Agro, to please give it. Mr. Kajaria, please.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, officials of the government of Odisha, officials of the ICC, and of course, industry colleagues. Many thanks for giving me this chance to talk about the challenges and opportunities being thrown up by COVID-19. I'll just give a very small introduction about my company. Caventa Agro is a decently large food processing company based in Calcutta. We are about 1,100 crores in turnover, and we are active in dairy, bananas, and frozen foods. So starting off with challenges, really there have been two kinds of disruption. The obvious one that we all know of is the disruption to the supply chain. So there has been a problem with the availability of raw materials, packing materials, chemicals, inks, etc., etc. And to a large extent, I think governments, Bengal, Odisha, everywhere have been very successful in helping industry overcome these challenges. But there's a second disruption also, that is the disruption to the distribution. So let me give you some examples. Our retailers are not being able to reach their local markets because of a lack of transportation. There is a very limited time frame for retailers to actually sell their products. There is a very limited time for the company to go out and collect its receivables from customers, that is their distributors. There is a general slowing down in the purchasing power of consumers. And certain section of consumers, for example, in the dairy industry, tea vendors account for a very large portion of sales. Those are shut off completely. So this second disruption, the disruption in the distribution, is actually causing a lot of problems because it is leading to demand destruction at the market level. And eventually that leads to problems for agri-commodities at the hands of farmers. So just to give you another example, in Calcutta, the size of the banana market is about 160 tons a day. But post-COVID, this has actually come down to only 60 tons. And the 7 lakh farmers of Bengal are no longer getting the 12 rupees that they thought that they would get, 12 rupees a kg. But now they're only getting 7 to 8 rupees a kg for their produce. And that also only 40 to 50% of what they've actually planted and are looking to harvest. So that is something that that is proven to be, I think, one of the major challenges going forward is the disruption to the distribution. So I think it would be very helpful if governments, state governments can, of course, while maintaining social distancing, while maintaining all other safety aspects, try to increase the hours of commerce as well, because ultimately, unless the goods sell in the market, you can never help farmers. Everything comes from the demand side. Moving ahead to the opportunities, I think Shriram spoke about it, Mr. Gokul spoke about it. I think the formation of FPCs and FPOs have been discussed on multiple industry forums, but this is actually the right time to accelerate that, because unless you have FPCs which are strong financially and strong managerially, farmers will never get the kind of interface that they need with industry. So I, for one, at least would gladly welcome if governments can accelerate the formation of these organizations. Secondly, I think there is a need for virtual marketplaces for easy matching of buyers and suppliers, especially the commodity side. So Odisha being so rich in agri-commodities, I think we should look at examining the setting up of virtual marketplaces where agri-products can be traded freely. I think that would be a great help for all industry participants as well as the farming community. As has also been discussed, Odisha already has one of the best food processing policies in the country. I think what the government now has to do is to increase awareness about it, about all the various benefits which are available, the land, the speedy clearances, the power, events like the Make in Odisha, do virtual events of that same thing. And of course, this is something that I learned today, is that maybe there are some hiccups in the way the incentives are being given. So I think that definitely needs to be speeded out. So in conclusion, what I would say is that I think personally that Odisha is extremely well placed to take advantage of the opportunities being thrown up by COVID-19. It has definitely handled the crisis far better than most states, especially in the East. West Bengal is a state which is still struggling a little bit. So Odisha is far ahead. You have a very progressive agribusiness policy in place. And I think if you can leverage these two factors and take it forward, we should see a lot more of food processing investments in the state. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Sunil Kajaria. And thank you for the positive note. I'm sure that positivity should also rub off on you, and Keventer should come to Odisha.
Yes, actually, we are examining the same. We are setting up, or we are looking at setting up a banana ripening facility in the state within the next 6 months.
Good. That was nice. That commitment is good, and we are happy about it. I'm sure that Mr. Raghu and Mr. Kalyan Mantri
Yes.
and the Honorable Minister will take it up and ensure that it is done ASAP. Thank you very much.